Wait, what? I look at my freaking follows, and it says some from. Hmm. That's certainly interesting. I was just so tired and I had to stream, so I was like, you know what, I'll just stream me sleeping. Why the did I gain 2 followers from it? Laughs nervously. What the Like, I know I'm cute and all, but that's just kinda Maybe it's a good thing my webcam is broken for this moment. Era! 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 Era!
Hey, how you doing? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good.
Hmm, glad to see glad to hear that. Sorry.
How are you?
Okay. You sound you sound excited. Something going on?
We just haven't played Vintage in a while together.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I don't know if your mic is working on the stream. You might want to check that.
Ah, is it not?
I don't know. I didn't hear it. I mean, I'm no longer in the stream, so I don't know. I mean, no need to because I'm talking to you right now. But either ways. So what's up? What's on schedule?
Here, I'm trying to see if you know.
Also, what about the camera?
Oh, it broke.
Did it?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. My mic is working. Also, if you
Good
look
to
in
know.
here in the grain chest,
Where?
the first stack in the grain chest, here, I'll put it at the bottom row. The bottom row of the grain chest, that is for you to make bread with, because I know you like to.
Yes. Let's go. I'm gonna make a bakery.
Oh, where the what?
Oh,
Where's the
oh,
rift?
oh
Oh, it's
no, no.
right outside the frickin'. Look at it.
What? Is the you have a column? That's not a rift.
You can probably still be able to make bread without getting teleported to Rust World. Don't worry. It's just really funny that it spawned there.
It's funny how you say Rust World and not Rust Dimension because when I think of Rust World, I think about the video game or maybe a theme park. Imagine just a theme park that is just Rust. Okay, no joke there.
It's a confused confusion, but okay.
Listen, I'm not very funny nowadays. You, on the other
Oh,
hand,
that's a lot of drifters.
how many?
Yes.
Okay, that's many. That's a lot.
I'm gonna stay in here with you. Yikes.
All right, sorry. What's new, anyways? I mean, I had to download like 2 different updates for this.
Well,
Does the chisel have like a
I'm
specific
trying
type of hammer you have?
I'm trying to think of the updates. Well, they updated how since you've last played, they've updated how like temporal storms look and stuff like that. They've updated a lot with like the rifts and stuff like that.
Huh, alright. You still not gonna tell us what you're gonna dress up on Halloween?
Nope, not telling.
Jesus Christ, why not? It's a surprise, I know, but come on. What about a hint?
No.
Does
No.
somebody else know the idea?
Someone does know, but I'm not telling
Hey,
you who, because then they'll tell you.
Taylor?
Why would I tell Taylor?
That point. Yeah, I know, now that I think about it.
No
Your
offense.
dad?
Love Taylor to death. No, not my dad either. Love Taylor to death, but if I wanted to keep something a secret so it'd be a surprise later, I would not tell Taylor.
Well, I might have messed up in that one. Shit. Alright. I think I need. Okay, I messed up.
Eh.
Nah, no worries. It's just I one day I did what you told me not to do. So yikes. I might just have a problem on my hands. What does it Alright. How's it been going for you?
Tired. I'm just constantly tired.
Yeah, you and me both.
I think school is horrible. I don't like school. It's just annoying.
You don't have to say the obvious, I guess. But I mean, it can't be all ma. Excuse me, just my English is bad. I know. I know everyone knows that. It can't be all bad, you know. I mean,
Eh.
most of it is. Most of it is. I'm not gonna lie about that, but not all of it. Like the other country. I don't remember what was the country that had like the best school system. Was like Switzerland, Sweden, or
It
something.
was probably Switzerland.
Oh. Okay. Another guess of someone who can I guess who knows whether you're gonna dress up for Halloween?
Yeah, sure. Last guess though.
No, 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 no. Don't give me a limit.
I'm giving you a limit.
No, you are not.
Watch me. I'll tell you after this one
Oh,
though.
what?
I'll just tell you.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
So just guess. Go ahead and guess.
Hmm. Connor.
Nope. Do you want to know who it was?
Who?
Me.
Your brother? And you told yourself. All right. Okay, clever. You're clever, clever boy. You fell over.
Hmm?
Did you fell over? It
I
sounded
didn't
like you
fall
fell over.
over.
Mate, I don't know. I don't. Oh, I'm sorry, kid. My ears aren't what they used to be. Some people say that I have a good impression of an old man. I mean, it works way better in Spanish, but since no one here knows, also some people say that I sound like a narrator, but I tend to disagree. I have the flour but no water, so I can make dough.
Then get a bucket.
It's scary outside. It's scary outside.
It is.
Then why are you outside?
Because. Next question.
How many questions do you want me to make you? So,
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
mm,
Hmm.
mm,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
uh, uh,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
nah,
Uh.
uh,
Uh.
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 You sound like a sheep. Bah.
Oh, so I sound like a sheep, but you don't, huh?
Yeah, I sound more like a moron.
Are you a sheep or a more? That sounds like a
Oh,
really bad BuzzFeed quiz. Are you a
I don't.
sheep or are you a moron? Take this quiz to find out in 10 easy questions.
Then the soccer moms are just gonna post in their Facebook status. I'm a sheep.
I'm a moron.
I'm Maury.
I need to water the tree.
Oh, mate, what about the water?
No. Dehydration noises.
just for that, I'm gonna post like a hydration point.
No, no,
So I am.
no, no, please, I don't have my water bottle with me. I'd have to go upstairs to get it.
Watch me.
I just won't check chat then.
I was teasing you anyways. You called my bluff. You win. I'm trying to use complex English vocabulary because please. What are you doing?
Don't ask questions.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask as many damn questions as I want.
Bruh.
Okay, okay, that's under rude. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It wasn't rude, don't worry.
Even then, I don't wanna be rude to you. I mean, you have all the right because you do it all constantly, but me? No. It's cold.
Ah. So last week it was in the 70s. I don't know what it is in Celsius, otherwise I'd transfer it. And this week it's in the 30s.
All right, Fahrenheit. Sorry.
Yeah, Fahrenheit. Yeah, no,
I'm gonna.
Celsius. I'm just dying.
You don't wanna feel 30 degrees Celsius. You don't want.
No, I'm pretty sure I would literally die.
No. I think you're already past that. I mean, I once looked at the whole complete chart of temperatures, and it was at like 37 degrees Celsius. So that's a lot. And you made it through. I mean,
Ugh.
I mean, you might have made, you might have drunk maybe some hot cocoa or something.
Mayhaps.
No, don't mayhaps me. Come on,
Mayhaps.
or chat. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Mayhaps.
As it shall be. All right. Summertime music plays. Alright.
You.
You know, Joe actually has a meaning in Spanish. You know what that meaning is?
No.
It means me. Like if you say yo, it means me. Like yo as me or yo as I. Something funny, but out of context.
Also, this is for you because I guessing you don't have any food on you, so.
Oh, thank you.
I don't think you can eat it with a saw, I'm gonna be honest.
Watch me. I mean, I tried in things from a knife in real life. Don't try it out.
I have eaten things from a knife before.
Me too. Although once I looked like the Joker.
Oh no. Oh no.
Also, it's raining outside. Can you hear me?
Oh, it's raining outside? Where you are?
No, 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 no. I mean, in my place. I mean, you hear that?
No. Discord noise suppression coming in clutch.
All right. I turn on noise suppression. Clutch. I mean, I'm surprised that my noise isn't counted as noise. So that's nice. Oh, deity of above, please answer my prayers.
What is your prayers, child?
I require honey. My village is in great need.
I, I could give you like money, and you're asking for. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
What about bees, haven't you? Honey.
Okay.
Sorry?
Most awkward exchange ever.
I'm not talking to a genie. I'm talking to a deity. So I don't know how. I don't know how this goes.
I, the deity, will answer your wishes. Like, what the?
How many wishes do I have?
None.
How many can I request for?
None.
Oh, okay. Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Why do bees build in hexagons?
The hexagon was the first shape created by the deity. It still to this day is considered a holy shape. When the
Oh,
deity
you're so wise.
when the deity fell down from the heavens, wind struck through with the shining arrow of envious gods.
I mean, that means that the triangle was first because an arrow has a triangle.
First one created by the deity.
The
Idiot.
first shape.
First shape created by the shape created by the deity.
Okay.
As the deity fell to the ground,
Okay, the part
they
about you being okay, the
let me
part about
freaking story.
okay, continue.
As the deity fell to the ground, they they collapsed. They landed in a bed of flowers,
Understood reference.
creating creating one half of a hexagon with their body upon impact.
Hmm, that's painful.
As as homage to their fallen deity who needed many eons to get back up and to fully heal. They, in turn, created the other all of the bees in turn created the other half of the hexagon, completing the shape until their deity could again rise. And that is why bees build in hexagons.
Hmm, makes sense. I mean, you being from heaven isn't fault. I'll tell you that much.
I crawled up from hell.
Okay, that part might be fake. Oh, great deity. With how many other gods did you share your throne?
None?
I mean, if you are bees, do bees practice polytheism? Like believing in multiple gods?
No.
So you are the only one.
Yeah.
Then you build the universe according to the bees' religion.
No.
Then who did? Because if there's no
Well,
other
okay,
gods,
you confused me. So, there are other gods, but
Okay,
they don't like
fine.
worship them. They
They
only
don't
worship,
worship them.
no, just the deity. But there are
Then
other
what do
gods.
okay, then what do they think about the other ones?
They just kind of exist.
I mean, there could be a god of growth that makes the flowers grow and get the pollen from somewhere.
There could be.
There,
There isn't a lot in the texts of the bees though regarding the other gods.
okay, I think that answers my prayers. And good enough. I have no idea what I'm doing. Um, you're gonna you're gonna get down from your pedestal.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you making here? Hey, wait. Come here, 1 second. I'm so sorry for the stupid questions.
No, it's good. I don't care.
All right. What is this all about?
This is a schematic. It's a tapestry.
Oh, for tapestry.
They're
Okay.
really rare and expensive.
Isn't there like something Gravity Falls E to find something?
I guess you could put it
Have
that
you
way.
have you watched Gravity Falls? I guess you have.
No, I haven't actually
You,
watched it.
hmm, curious. All right.
I know the basic plot. I haven't watched it.
Well, you know the giant portal, the portal thing.
Yes.
Is there something like that in this game? Just
N-
like the Roswell?
no, the portals are in fact the closest thing to them would be the rifts.
I mean, I don't see the difference between them, between a portal and a rift. I mean, maybe that they are one-sided. Maybe that can be one difference because they only send you; they don't bring you back, right?
Yep.
Hmm. Interesting. I saw someone change the beds in the new house.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, look!
Ma-
Did you see the box? The fox?
No.
Okay, I just don't want to go to the pain of getting a rooster again. I actually find that really funny that not the thing about the rooster, that was pain. Um, but about the video you played actually chasing a real rooster. I remember that. Oh, you posted like an image celebrating 6.9 hours of watch time,
Yeah.
complete- completely going over the 3,100 views.
Yep.
3,000.
Yeah, okay, but 3,000 it isn't haha funny number.
It isn't. To be fair, it isn't. But to be fair, it's a high number, and that means progress. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, since we're in Halloween, how about we tell some unfunny jokes about Halloween?
I don't really have unfunny jokes about Halloween.
Okay. I have some, but that might make you cringe. Just might.
Tell them.
Okay. What is a skeleton's favorite snack?
What?
Yes. Come on, guess.
No.
Come on, yes.
A femur?
No. Come on, guess.
I did.
Well, try guessing the right answer.
T-bone steak?
Close. Ribs. Yes.
I don't have any bad jokes, but I have a story that happened of like I think last year.
Okay, what happened?
So I go trick or treating still because free candy.
Wait. This is what?
Huh? Oh, dressed as what? I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
I was Winter Court Fae.
Go on.
So I'm doing my rounds and I'm trick or treating, right, and I knock on this one door, right?
Yeah.
Still in like my neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
And a kid who goes to my high school opens the door.
Yeah.
And me and him make awkward eye contact for like a minute.
Why?
Well, I wasn't
I mean,
expecting it. He wasn't expecting it. We don't ever talk to each other, so it's not like we could go, haha, wasn't expecting to see you there, because then that'd make it more awkward. So we're both just sitting there like,
you make a fair point.
so eventually I just go, trick or treat, and he just hands me candy, and I just walk away, and he just closes the door. And we have
Speed
never
walk.
spoken of it since.
Uh, you mean walking or speed walking or running or sprinting?
Just walking. It'd be more awkward if I sprinted away.
Yeah, to be fair with it be. Do you have like that one place in your neighborhood that just sells that just puts raisins in your bag?
No, we don't. But we do
You
have
look.
like 10 million houses that just don't give out candy.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean that happens to me sometimes. Like here in my town, we have a pharmacy, right?
Mhm.
And a pharmacy being a pharmacy don't want to give out candy. So the second best thing is raisins.
If they were a pharmacy, you think they'd want to give out candy. More patience, smiley face.
I tried that. I tried convincing them from that, but they didn't listen.
Dang it!
True story.
Yeah, every year we give out candy. I mean, I don't give out candy. I go out trick or treating. But
I mean, I guess your father does.
no, my
Anyway.
father goes with me. We go trick or treating. My mom hands out candy.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yep. And we're not like the best house that gives out like king size candy bars, but we do have like a really good selection of candy, and they're like all decent sized. So I'd say we're pretty good. And we give out like a bunch
Okay.
of candy because every year we get like 14 trick or treaters.
Oh, well, that's a good number. I mean, from 10 million houses. Milky Way, Snickers, M&M's bar, granola bars. Don't give those out. Um, I'm telling you from experience. Don't give out granola bars. Don't.
We don't. What's the best and worst thing you've received on Halloween?
Worst raisins. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Raisins. They
Oh,
were like a week old, and they didn't sit well in my stomach. All right.
ooh, okay. What's the best thing you've received on Halloween?
The best thing we received. We have one mark of chocolate, called YET, that gives out like these gigantic bars, right? They're
Yo,
chocolate, yeah, and they're like bars. And there's one that is white chocolate with a cookie powder or something, with chocolate cream inside bubbles inside the bar,
nice.
etc. Yes, I'll send you a picture later.
Okay.
Um, and that's very good, because that was like the best thing I got, because I have this bad habit of just eating all my candy once I receive it all.
Yeah.
Like I get it, I get to my house, I get one glass of milk, one glass of water, and just swallow them all.
It'd be like that sometimes. Um, the worst thing
Yeah,
I've probably ever received was I went trick or treating, right?
yeah.
And I didn't get any candy from this house. This was like a while back. No candy. But you wanna know what I did get? A
What did you get?
small little leaflet about this person's religion and how I should convert.
It was a Mormon.
No. That would have been funny though.
Yeah, that would have been.
I think it was a Baptist.
Okay, that.
I
Good
don't
thing that
remember.
you.
I just remember like opening it up and being like and like the first line being like you're going to go to hell. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I threw it away. And I think the best thing I've ever received on Halloween was probably that one time where I got to a person's house and it was like 10 at that point. And it was me and like four other kids, right? And she's like, "You know what? I'll be right back," right? And so we
Yeah.
were like, "Okay." And she's like, "You know what? I'm just going to head in after this so you guys can just have the rest." And she had like king-size candy bars, like just a bunch of them.
Damn.
So we like split. We were all like middle schoolers at that time. Like I didn't know the other people, but like we all looked like about middle school age. So we like divided them up evenly. Like I like this one. Okay, well I like this one. Okay, and so we like divided them up evenly. I think I left that with like three king-sized candy bars.
You know, there's something really funny that happens in my town. Also, good story. Um, that there's this swarm of unmarked candy. You know, they have no label. They don't have any mark.
Oh no.
They are the plainest, mildest candy you'll ever have.
Have you ever had
You
candy
have,
cigarettes?
I mean, I had once. I mean, I didn't know how to smoke at the time because I was 14.
Oh, you're talking about
So
like actual candy cigarettes. I was talking about like the really cheap knockoffs that are just shaped like cigarettes.
no, that's actually really interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in the US. I mean, you're obviously not allowed to hand out actual candy cigarettes to children in the US because people are cowards.
Nicotine. Nicotine.
No, because people are cowards. But you can hand out like they're like they don't taste like anything. They're like they're
Bad.
like lawn chalk, but like thin.
Long chalk. You may as well eat a board chalk. Something.
Well, they don't taste like anything. They have like a slightly sweet taste, but other than that, they don't taste like anything.
Really sweet. Oh, that actually reminds me of something. Um, there's actually this one time that I tried a powder. It's exactly what it sounds like.
You cut off after powder.
Okay, powder bubble gum.
Powder cup. Oh yeah, powder gum. Wait, bubble gum.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've tried powder bubble gum before.
yeah, we're both spelling pronunciation. Yeah,
It was weird.
yeah, it was weird.
It was
I
like
won't judge. That happens to me
I'm so
all the
sorry.
time. Oh, that was my bad. Go on.
It wasn't that bad. It was just weird. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, that happens. Well, sorry, kiddo. Since you're not gonna get this one. I remember I was me and my cousin really like Undertale at the time, 2017,
Hmm.
and we tried to make dubs in Spanish. So I would make the Sans voice, and he make the Papyrus voice. You have, you know,
Yeah.
you know the stereotypical ones. Hey, kiddo.
Honestly,
You
I
also
can't
do.
understand. I don't know Spanish, but I feel like I'd still watch that.
Oh, they were in English. Just that way, way, way worse pronunciation than what you're hearing right now.
I mean, hey, everyone has to start somewhere.
I guess. I mean, my school is bilingual, so maybe that helped me a little bit.
I mean, hey, your first attempt at English was probably better than mine. Mine probably sounds like.
I mean, fair enough. And we also tried making some because my cousin knew a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy that knew how to draw, right?
Yeah.
So we tried making comics ourselves. They were they were bad because they didn't have any cohesion. I don't remember any, but they all I know is they didn't connect at all. You know?
I also tried to make some Undertale comics, but it was when I was in sixth grade with a friend, and we came up with these characters based off of like popular ships, like between like different AUs.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Most of them be.
and so we created them, right, and then we like started to like like not really role play, but like role play as the characters like during like text messages to like get a feel for like what they would be like, and then we accidentally gave all of our characters trauma. Like I'm talking, there
Well,
was not a mentally stable character in at all. They all wanted to die.
I mean, sixth grade was a long time ago. I mean, ten things be now. I
I
mean,
still have those characters. You want to know what the four main characters' names are?
what?
So you got my boy Acrylic,
Acrylic,
I,
like ink?
like the paint.
No, 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 no. But I mean like ink sands. I remember that guy. No? Or
Yeah,
did I
that
mistake?
was one of yeah.
Okay, the other one.
There was no. I'm not telling you what ships these were. That's awkward.
Okay, just tell me. Jesus Christ, why do we have a very imprisoning here?
And so then there was also Axel.
Minecraft story mode, right?
No, we just called him Axel because we thought it sounded cool, and his main weapon was an axe. That's literally it.
Amusing. Amusing. Okay,
And
we have
then
a creep. So
we have
who
Acrylic,
else?
Axel, and then we have Cinnamon,
Cinnamon buns. Yeah.
and then we have Ace. Probably the only actual name out of all of them. And he was a minor character until we revised it in like 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, they sound like serviceable characters.
Yes, do you want to know what their main personality traits were when we first designed them?
Suicidal.
No, that was just acrylic.
Well, that doesn't amuse me. Go
And
on.
that kind of played into like what his powers were. So
The you see?
here, so like acrylic's powers were basically he was a reaper, but he would only like no, I don't want to say like pick up, but he'd like guide the souls of people who had committed suicide to like the afterlife. That was his power.
That's nice.
So that's kind of why he was suicidal, which I, fair, I guess.
So technically, was like a medium or something.
Yeah. And so then he also just had a hard time expressing his emotions. And then there was Axel, whose basically his power was he could imbue different objects like weapons with like way too much freaking power.
Axel is overpowered. Okay, check.
Yeah, he was overpowered. He was very overpowered. Um the other two were like actually kind of weak, which is funny because the other two were like the main characters because they were the main couple. And then like
I don't know where Axel
Axel's just over here being insanely powerful for no good freaking reason. Um
and taking the back.
Cinnamon's power was like it jumped all over the place, but I think like the main one in like 6th grade was like that she was really good at murdering people and lying
Okay, we have bad influence.
by
Right.
like baking in stuff by like baking poisons into stuff. Thus her name.
So making cinnamon buns or something because technically there's cinnamon. Do they make bread or something? They
Oh.
because I don't know.
And then Ace, he didn't really have powers until we revised, but his powers were that he could like he basically used like playing cards. He could like weapons. He could reinforce playing cards and like make them bigger or smaller. Certain ones would do certain things. Basically, but he didn't really focus on the attack, so he's basically just defense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. His powers are like actually freaking normal.
Let me guess. You've tried these characters in D&D.
Huh?
Let me guess. You've tried playing these characters in D&D.
No. And
What?
then their main personality. Oh, honorable mention, the Mary Sue, which is Brownie, who's like 10
Okay.
million different species at the same time and could shapeshift and have way too much freaking power. We don't
Okay.
talk about
Okay.
Brownie. Um, and then we have. So their main personality traits was like basically like what we would think of when we roleplayed them was acrylic was just kind of always out of it. He was tired. He was just depressed. He didn't really want to do things, but he did love cinnamon a lot. Oh, I forgot to mention this, which would you need to know this to make sense. It was a love triangle between Cinnamon, Acrylic, and Axel, except for Acrylic and Cinnamon were already together, so it's like kind of awkward.
Okay, you're hitting all the lows. Go on.
So, Cinnamon was the stereotypical yandere character,
Uh huh.
except for she really wasn't. She just kinda had violent tendencies. Other than that, she's pretty much milquetoast.
Oh, okay.
Very affectionate though, and kinda stupid. Um, Axel
Then every
was
war and
Axel had anger issues. Um,
and oh, that goes along with the name.
yeah, he had anger issues. Um, he's like the only person who we actually gave like a family background to, and it was like really bad. So like that's a yikes. Um,
Ow.
loves cinnamon and really hates acrylic, but not really. It was complicated. And
So
then
they were enemies, like the same thing.
they were frenemies.
Frenemies. That's what I'm looking for.
They're
Okay,
like
go
they
on.
were all three of them were childhood best friends. So Axel, no, old Axel was a dirtbag. Axel 100%, old Axel 110% would have killed acrylic if he had the chance. My bad.
And then he wouldn't because otherwise Cinnamon would look at him with a bad way, of course.
My bro literally kidnapped Cinnamon like at one point in our role playing. He did not care. Um, and then we went
Just what
back.
I just gotta wait. I'm just gonna make a joke. Just gotta wait for the Stockholm syndrome to kick in.
Yeah, that was basically his mindset. Um, and then the other thing was so we've been back in 8th grade, right? And we were like, this is horrible. We need to revise this like now. So we did.
Retrospect.
So acrylic is still depressed. Like his powers are basically still the same. Same thing with cinnamon, except for he changed it to just exclusively she's good at making poisons. She's basically an apothecary. Um, and so they're still together, and it's really wholesome. None of the stuff that happened in the past timeline, if you'll call it that, happened, really, except for Cinnamon knows it happened. But no one else does because it was a different timeline. So Cinnamon's kind of like the Sans of this, where she knows what happens, but she doesn't really want to bring it up because, huh, yikes.
What? It's actually funny because I remember this something like going to a different timeline happening in the server. Remember?
Yep.
That's funny. That's a funny coincidence.
But yeah, and then what happened there was. So she remembers, so she doesn't really trust Axel, but at the same time, it's not like she has a reason to distrust him, so she's just kind of awkwardly standing there, like, yeah, we're childhood best friends, but, like, in another timeline, you kind of kidnapped me, so, like. And then Axel, he still has his family issues. He's still angry all the time, but now he has, but now instead of But now, instead of liking Cinnamon, he likes Ace, Cinnamon's older brother. Because we sat there and went, this story doesn't have enough gay, so we added it ourselves.
That's one way of seeing it.
Yep.
It's kind of cute, but that's one way of seeing it.
Really wholesome relationship. Basically, Ace isn't that much older than, like, the rest. the other three, which are basically like all like within a year of each other. Axel being the oldest, Cinnamon being the youngest of them. Who
Okay, well, what age gap are they in?
and then
Wait.
Ace is like 3 years
What age?
older than the rest of them.
But in what age gap are they in?
What age gap
Like
is
crickets.
um Cinnamon and Acrylic are like Cinnamon and Acrylic's like 15 and Cinnamon's like 14 and a half.
Okay.
Axel's 16 and Ace would be 17 and a half.
Wasn't Axel the oldest? Wait.
Axel's the oldest of the three youngest.
Ah, okay.
He would have like just barely been 16 and Ace is 17 and a half. So, yeah.
Hmm, yeah. Something interesting happened in the comics, like something you like to bring in for the class.
What do you mean?
They want to tell us a story from them.
Oh, like a story from them.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of the one that is like that isn't the chapter we never speak of. That was so bad that even our 6th grade minds discarded it immediately.
I'm curious about that one, but I'm gonna
No.
leave it into.
Um. Oh, there was this one. So Cinnamon, Axel, and Acrylic all go to Acrylic's house to play board games. So they go there. Cinnamon brings brownies, which you should never trust Cinnamon to bake anything. um,
Happy brownies.
and so they have a bunch of snacks and they just kind of sit there and play board games and watch movies in which Cinnamon like Acrylic sits down, right, and he like starts setting up the game. Cinnamon sits as close to Acrylic as humanly possible. And then Axel sits right by Cinnamon, and so they're all like just awkwardly squished together. None of the three want this, but they're too awkward to say anything now. So they just play the board game like that. Brownie comes
Okay.
in like halfway through with like a random movie. It was never even specified what genre it was. It was just a movie. And starts eating like the brownies, which was like a big joke when because Brownie's favorite food was brownies. So it was like cannibalism, haha. I don't know. Um and then basically they sit down to watch the movie and Cinnamon, like cuddles up next to Acrylic and Acrylic's like okay and like holds Cinnamon's hand and Axel's like just offended and challenges Acrylic to like fight and Acrylic's like no. So it's just basically Axel trying to get Acrylic to fight him the entire time. Cinnamon just does not care. And then it ends.
Me. Come on, Axel just wants his horror. Come on. Did they play any game in specific?
No, they just played games. I think we mentioned Monopoly.
that doesn't surprise me.
They played
I mean,
Monopoly, and who won? I think Acrylic won because Cinnamon just kept giving him her properties.
okay, this is interesting. Um, Actually, a really fun premise. But actually, do, does it take place somewhere? I mean, I guess it takes place in Acrylic's house, but is it
Um,
like a town or a realm or something?
no, it's never really specified where any of this takes place, other than just insert character's house and random areas. It has like no universe. It's like its own alternative universe, which just has nothing specified about it at all.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, since there are a bunch of since there are a bunch of ships, I guess they can be like in an in between,
Yeah.
in between universes. You know, I actually like very much the multiverse theory is because of Undertale. It's really silly. Where's you going?
I failed. I failed.
I failed at what? You failed at what? What?
No! I failed again.
What are you trying to do?
We will find out when I do it.
Alright. Come on, you got this. You got this.
Yeah!
Yeah. Finish. There you go. Howdy.
Yo. There is not enough.
There it.
There is not. It shoved me upwards.
Until you got out. You squeezed through the trapdoor. I who don't know English. Would you like
Oh,
to?
have you seen Gerald? You haven't seen Gerald. Follow me.
Oh, the bear. Yes, I did. Remember I mentioned them.
Gerald! Gerald!
Do we feed him?
No. If you want to feed Gerald, here, I'll get you like a box.
No, no, no. I mean, do you feed him because otherwise he's gonna starve.
Nope, they don't starve. Wild animals don't starve.
That doesn't sound realistic.
It isn't, but
Okay, that works. I mean, having a bear, we can make a
yep.
whole zoo like this.
As long
We
as
can make
they
a
as long as they have a light by them, they won't disappear. They won't despawn. Which is why he has
doesn't it?
a which is why he has a torch.
Oh, cool. I mean, is it is something like Minecraft that they despawn after moving 200 blocks, right? I think that's how it works.
Mm.
Um, I remember you once told me that you tried learning French, right?
Yeah, for a while, and then we don't talk about what happened. I couldn't learn anything. I'm really bad at learning other languages.
I mean, I maybe you didn't have the right motivation. You should try to learn another language. Sometime. I mean, doesn't matter.
I could, but it's not really high up my priority list.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough.
The only reason I would really learn one at this point is so I could learn Spanish and then try and talk to you in Spanish and fail miserably because I think it'd be funny.
I mean, That could be funny. Also, okay. Side note. I just wanted to make this. I just wanted to say this because I find it funny. I actually sometimes when you're like AFK or something, and I'm on stream and you're somewhere else, and I just try to plug your channel in Spanish. If anyone in Spanish is watching, because I remember someone from Chile came around once, so maybe plugging the channel to them wouldn't be so hard.
I just leave and you're just like,
Muy buenas a todos. Yo quisiera, por favor, que ustedes se suscribieran a este canal. You don't know what I'm saying because I'm speaking Spanish.
I'm just in there like, oh yes, I definitely know what this is. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try a guessing game, right? What did you say? We try guessing. You try guessing.
Okay.
Azul.
Blue?
You got it right. There you go. Congratulations, You got that one right. Were you expecting it to get it right?
No, but I'm somewhat good with colors?
No. It was actually blue. It was it. Yeah. Okay. Second one. You can try asking me like hints or something, right? Okay.
Okay.
Manzana.
Use it in a sentence, but replace like the English word for it with it.
Okay. I like to eat a manzana.
Is it like a type of? Is it? It's a fruit.
Yeah.
Blueberries?
No, it's apple. You were close.
Hey
Okay,
guys, how's it going?
Oh hi, we're doing a guessing game. Well, I guess, and Era speaks Spanish, and I try to guess what the word is.
Oh, this ought to be
Do
fun.
you wanna do you wanna play?
Sure. Yeah, I joined you guys on computer. My computer like just completely randomly decided to bork itself when it started up today. So I've been trying to fix that all day, and I am giving up for the night.
That's fair.
It's like
Oh.
even the like the repair options for when it does that can't work because it's requiring a password that doesn't accept the correct password. And in order to fix the password, you have to be able to get to the login and log into a thing and then reset from inside the profile. But it crashes before that, and what I'm trying to do is repair the thing that lets me get to that point. It's like, yay, gotta love Windows.
Who the frick opened a window and went, you know what? Yeah, that's the sound.
Yep, the good old Microsoft ding. But yeah, I'll play along. I know a little Spanish, but it's been a very long time, and I did not learn all that much. So
Okay, let's just give it a shot, all right? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, pasto,
Pasta?
pasto. It's like pasta, but instead it ends with an O.
Use it in a sentence, but you like
And go outside and touch some pasto.
and what? Some
And touch some pasto. Like go outside and touch some pasto. You know what I
grass?
mean? Yes.
I was going to say like maybe something about pasture, but I wasn't quite sure on that. Yep, grass,
I mean,
pasture. That makes sense.
thing. Okay,
Well,
try another one.
Fl-
Say that
flower?
again.
Yes. Very good.
I got it right.
I mean, you got the first one right because. Okay. Pan. Not
Bread.
with not with sexuality, not with the kitchen instrument. What does pan mean?
Bread?
Yes.
Yeah, me using my
Okay, so
minimal knowledge of languages.
okay, so what's bad is the only reason I know that is because of one of like there was an exchange that I actually remember that is there was an exchange student and um the exchange student from Brazil and the exchange student from Japan both got excited at the same time over like that somebody had brought in loaves of uh, like just big fluffy bread and they were like bond and they're like wait you use that too it was just like oh god yes Japan and or Japanese and Spanish both use pan as bread so it's more like pawn in Japanese but close enough same
Hmm.
spelling at least
That's interesting. Have you gone to far places from the earth, Connor? Like far
not
away?
particular not I have not gotten around to traveling yet I had several plans to go visit places, but they all fell through. Eventually, I'll travel and do stuff, but so far, I've the Canada's about as far as I've tried. Like gone down to California, and I've gone up to Canada, and then we went actually like almost halfway east through Canada before kind of looping back down and coming back home.
Nice.
But my plans to go to Thailand, China, Japan, and several other places have all fallen through. So those did not happen.
Thailand.
Thailand is nice.
That like wow, that's actually a nice place. I guess. I haven't been to any Asian countries.
And it has one of the lowest costs of living in the entire world too, despite it actually being pretty decently well established. Like, I mean, Thailand is actually decently well off, though it does have or a somewhat large um, poor community, but that's just more because of some things that happened in the past, and not so much that like they don't have access to modernized stuff.
Yeah, there's a kid in my science and math class who's really freaking good at wrestling, and he's been to 15 countries this year already. I.
Okay,
That's impressive.
that's impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
It is impressive, and it just makes it worse because he's a jerk.
And when you say
Oh,
like this year already, do you mean like from last New Year's or like just this year, like the school year this year?
New Year's.
Okay, so
It's
almost a
impressive
year.
either way.
Yeah, hold on, I was gonna say, because you mean just by like the school year, then that's even more impressive. Because damn, like was he even in school at all? But
Yeah, also, if you remember the story of me getting dared to ask someone to dance at homecoming, same dude.
the one that did he was the one that gave you the dare, or the one that you had to ask?
The one that I asked.
Ah,
That was
ah,
awkward. It was. I just.
yeah. Why was that the one you chose?
He was the first one I saw.
you don't help yourself, buddy.
The first one
I
I
mean,
saw.
I know you have impulse issues, but perhaps that on that case you should have waited a second longer.
He was the first one I saw, and I didn't really think anything of it. Because I'm like, he knows me. Like, worst case scenario, it'll just be like a, haha, L, no, type thing. I didn't know he was dating anyone.
Oh,
Yeah, there's that.
okay. That might have gone through the situation. Okay. Sorry, I just bring this in, but since we were talking about traveling around the world, if you ever go to Paris, the Eiffel Tower is not as tall as they say they are. It is.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of the most
It's well,
male-sized judgment of the various world wonders. Yeah,
it's underwhelming. I'm not. I'm just gonna tell you that much. Not to
especially from
mention,
those of us in the U.S. that have been around like the various skyscrapers and stuff over here. So we go over there, it's like, ha,
that tower was built to be to be able to be deconstructed and built somewhere else, and they just decided to keep it in the same place.
yep. And there was actually, so it's not just a twin of it, which most people know about. There was actually three towers built, and
Oh,
one of them went missing, and the other
What?
one never arrived at its location.
How does it just go missing?
To be fair, much
because
bigger and much more complex things have gone missing over when they're like something interesting or valuable over the years.
I know, but like,
There's an entire castle that used to exist in the I think it's part of what was Yugoslavia, and I can't remember which part now, but it like literally the castle went missing. Like somebody had got enough people to go in brick by brick, deconstruct the castle, pick it up, get it out of the country before people realized something was going on. Which like it was like a maybe a 2 week gap, and this was back like before cars.
what? What?
Yeah, it's like
what?
it's like the amount of subtlety, sleight of hand, and like sheer manpower that went
They
into this.
really just roll like they really just rolled like 10 consecutive d20s in a row.
At the minimum, yes.
Oh, talking
God,
about D&D, do you want to hear my new character design?
Yep, sounds fun.
So it's this old orc, this old man orc, right? Kind of he is crazy and not intelligent at all. He is a ranger.
huh?
He has two animal companions, one of which is a giant porcupine that just kind of showed up one day. It doesn't have a name. It just kind of vibes.
Sounds much more like a capybara.
Oh no, it is vicious. It only vibes with them. No one else.
Okay then, yeah,
His
fancy.
other familiar is called Ragnar. Do you want to guess what animal it is?
Teeny tiny white bunny.
It's a grizzly bear.
Okay, you went the other way. Okay.
Nope.
I was like, either this is the
He
ironic one or the
passed he
perfectly accurate one.
passed out one time in the woods and woke up to Ragnar trying to eat him, and something in his brain said friend. So he followed Ragnar around until Ragnar accidentally became tamed.
Accidentally?
Accidentally on Ragnar's part.
I mean,
Okay, hang on.
or
Hear me out here.
anything?
But this would be a
Yeah.
hilarious thing, kind of a hilarious thing to do. He's not actually a ranger, but he thinks he is. He's actually a sorcerer that instinctually cast. Oh shit, I can't remember which spell it is, but it's one of the charm spells. But it's like normally it'd be above like a first level person, because he's such an idiot, he doesn't realize he had access to it. But the thing with it is, if you cast it enough times, it becomes permanent. I almost want to say it was the awakened animal, but I need to look into that. But it makes it permanently active. So after that, they as the permanent like basically befriended animals that are slightly more intelligent, and they just realize it's best for us not or if he doesn't realize what he is, and so they've just been like, yes, you're shooting the bow very well. Mage hand, mage hand, mage.
No, he is a ranger, but Ragnar is definitely the person in that group with the most brain cells.
Wait, he has the most brain cells.
He is the smartest. Ragnar is probably the smartest of that group.
Oh God, what the hell is everybody else's score? This feels like one of my groups I was in.
No, it's just the three of them. There is no campaign. I just created a character. The
Oh,
three
okay.
are the giant porcupine, the old man who doesn't have a name because he forgot it, um, and Ragnar. That's the group. Ragnar is the smartest of
Nice.
them.
Oh, Ragnar's the smartest of them. Okay, yeah. Right. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, no, it just reminded me of a campaign where I had a character with 6 intelligence, and I was the smartest character in the group.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, we had 2 5s and a 4. Oh, actually, wait again. We later on managed to get somebody who actually made a character with 2 intelligence.
Follow
He had
rules.
he had a -1 from his race, and he rolled net ones on or 3 times in a row on his character gen for his stat. And it's like, well, at that point, you're getting a 3 on one of your stats.
Yeah. Um, yeah. That reminds me of a character I had once that had 2 strength.
Yep, I've been there before.
My my character wasn't like a strength. It didn't need strength. Warlock didn't need strength. But like, it would have been nice.
I mean, being able to carry like a bag of rice would have probably been useful at times.
Not even like that. They like literally looked at my character, said no, and gave my DM looked at my character, said no, and gave my character a debuff to their walk speed because they were just so freaking scrawny.
I mean, I wouldn't give him a debuff to walk speed of all things. That would be a dexterity penalty, but I would definitely go like you are over encumbered. No matter what you have on you, short of being like in the nude, you are over encumbered. Because if I remember correctly, off the top of my head, I believe your encumbrance weight would literally have been 10 pounds, which basically any D&D weapon even is like almost enough to fill that up.
My character may not have been the
D&D is
strongest,
dumb as hell. Like
but their charisma was a 20.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's the only thing they had going for them.
Yeah, I've definitely managed to roll characters like that every once in a while, where it's just like, well, they have 1 stat. What do you mean? We don't talk about the other 5.
We don't talk about the other 5. I haven't actually made a character sheet for Old Orc Man yet, but yeah. Also, he is chaotic
Okay, so
neutral.
you know that I've been hearing or been watching a lot of stuff about Warhammer 40K. When I suddenly like you say that, and every time you say that, I just like hear him talking with a bloody Cockney accent. It's like, damn it. It's like I don't normally associate Cockney with orcs because I'm not really a big 40K person. But after you watch a few videos with people doing it, it's like it's really hard to get out of your head once it's in there.
I see him as more like a really really warm really warm voiced, really like oddly well spoken, but all of the
Stay a
big
while and listen.
but like all the words he uses them like slang. All of them.
Wait,
So he uses
hang on,
really old-timey words, but in a slang way.
Can I suggest one slight change to his bear? It'll still be a bear. Giant koala. He is now Australian. He's using outback slang.
No.
Just because the idea of an orc with like the cork bobble hat and stuff. I mean, come on.
No, he is like the old grandpa that like takes his grandkids on fishing trips when they hate fishing and are vegan. But he just
Australian.
but he just but he just can't take a hint. Has a really warm voice, but he uses like really big words, but in a really stupid slang way where they make sense, but it shouldn't.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
He is that. That is him. If you are younger than him, which you probably are, because I'm pretty sure this man's immortal at this point, you're adopted as a grandchild now. I'm sorry.
Oh god, it just reminds me of the common joke with like D&D, where it's like you have like the grizzled old human wizard and the aged orc warrior, and the nice young elf who's older than both of them by a scale of 6. You just see them both like staring at Dales. How fucking old are you?
Yeah, that's kind of him. He's practically immortal. So he's really freaking old, but he's still like midlife crisis area for some reason. Like just
Fair
old
enough.
enough to complain about back problems, but still young enough to like do really stupid stuff.
Yeah, some people never really grow out of that stage.
This man has come to death, close to death so many times. And every single time, he either gets dragged out of it by Ragnar, somehow woke up when he should have been dead, and just continued on, or just straight up kind of did die, and then just came back.
Okay, I have kind of a hilarious thought. So you'd have to look at the 3.5 books, but there is a condition, like a trait that a character can have called undying. Now, normally, when you have the undying perk, anytime you die, after a certain amount of time, you wake back up and you have like one of your constitution has gone down by one. I'm thinking, what if he has a slightly different version, and every time he wakes up, his intelligence has gone down by one, and the
I
elf will keep
agree.
trying to get it back up, and it goes up, only for him to die again. It goes back down, and just like,
I agree
one
with
step forward, one
this.
step back.
I agree with this. Also, like his
Somebody
like
gets him like it gives him like the tiara of intelligence, and it's like, how have you managed to get back down to where you were while still wearing the tiara? It's like, whatever you do, don't take it off. Why? I think he's at negative intelligence at this point.
yeah, he's just like really he means well, except for when he doesn't. Basically, he will change his like how he feels about you in like a split second unless he has adopted you as a grandchild. Then you're safe. But other than that,
Unless you're that one grandchild he doesn't like.
no, he loves all of his grandchildren because he doesn't have any actual children. So if he adopts you, it means he likes you.
Wait, hang on. He doesn't have any actual grandchildren that he remembers.
No, he just doesn't have any grandchildren. Okay, listen. Who the would frick this? Who would have intercourse with this man in order to produce a child? He is crazy.
Orcs, trolls,
Excuse me, what?
quite a few different types of casters, barbarians.
Don't add bards.
I was gonna say anything bard related.
Okay, fair, but this man also just no. He's
Rogues.
he's asexual. He just no.
I would love those, but though just the crap a Kerrigan? We thought you died like 40 years ago. Where the hell have you been? Who's Kerrigan?
No, but the thing is that he doesn't have any biological grandchildren. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have grandchildren that he doesn't remember. I remember when you saved me from that snow in a while ago and you raised me till I was 18. Who are you?
I was gonna say, well, glad one of us does.
One of us remembers.
Yeah, no, I definitely sounds like a fun design to play with, though.
Yeah, I was just sitting there like, you know what? While I do love giving my characters trauma, I just want a really stupid character.
Yeah, I've actually been one of my friends on another server. They were working on they were trying to make an item for their players for D&D, but they're pretty new to DMing and stuff. And so they asked for some help, and I was like, "Hey, if you want, I'll give it a shot." And unfortunately, with my computer down, I can't get back to working on it, which I plan to do tonight. But they were wanting a item for their character that their character kind of wanted to have like a garden that kind of gave like they could grow some like mystical seeds and stuff. And the original version was just like a bag that would kind of give them like some like little tripwire seeds or so forth. I was like, no, 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 don't worry, I got this. So I started working on it, and I've ended up making like a key amulet that they wear. That it actually is going to be like I'm actually going to steal the lore and put it into my own world that I've created for this. But effectively, it's like nature itself has realized that nature cannot by itself get back to how it like to flourishing as it once did because between the peoples on the surface and then all the invaders from other planes that have been causing issues, it can't fight it off on its own. So it's created the groundskeepers of nature. And these are people that either nature chose because they had done deeds to save nature well enough that it accepted or told them to do the ritual, or people that learned about the ritual and went through the ritual steps to become a groundskeeper. But this key allows them to have access to a small plane that nature creates for one of their groundskeepers. And in that plane, there's they have depending on how many contributions to repairing nature and like items that they've brought back from nature or its enemies and some other things, nature's been able to expand and give them more plots of land to grow plants or like rare plants to try and bring them back or keep animals that are endangered and so forth. And when you have them, when you're harvesting them, I'm gonna make it so that like they can do like skill checks to try and like care for the various pets. And when they go to harvest like shear wool or grab like a head off a sunflower and stuff, along with a decent amount of like normal product and stuff, there'll also be like a small amount that will be like magically infused. And those magically infused ones, like it only lasts for so long, but while it's infused with the magic, you can consume it as like a part of a spell component, and it will create like a magical effect based on like what animal product it is. So like, say if you have like a strangle fig vine that you trimmed or something, or well, it'd be a strangle fig probably. You would plant it, and it would go over and it would make like a trap that's like a noose trap or something. Or if you had like say a I don't know like a Venus flytrap, it would probably be something kind of like almost like a bear trap, but one that actually like hits anything within like a 5x5 around it or something like that. And so I was working on like I had gotten them access to the placed mechanics down, like how the things you brought back, I got those mechanics down. I was working on the actual like the effect, some of the like suggested effects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Last night before I got off that, but yeah, okay, I'll get back to that when I get back to that, I guess.
But yeah, and then so he is he's him. He doesn't have a name. He's just kind of him. That's it. He is his own he is his own special kind of person.
So, kind of feeling a grok, old grok.
No, I'd say something like Brock.
He's not having a name. That's like part of his whole character is that he doesn't have a name.
I mean, if he doesn't remember it, I don't think there's gonna be anyone that tells it to him or to anyone actually.
Well, people will just give him names.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But he himself doesn't have a name.
Until you run into his long forgotten nemesis.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go, insert 10 million names here. I've been awaiting you.
Imagine that just happened in like something like Oblivion or something. Oh, I've been expecting you, Bob. My name is Carol. What? No, actually, I think my name is Axel. No, what? I don't remember you.
Different conversation.
Yeah, that reminds me of in the moving Van Helsing when uh, he ends up like running into into Dracula, and Dracula revealed that he actually knows who he really was before he ended up at the church. And it was like, oh, well, shit. Like,
Okay,
yep, you're
like
literally Gabriel. So, like, the fallen angel Gabriel. Well, that's a thing.
you know me? I don't even know myself.
But yeah, and then there's like basically like the reason he's like forgets all this stuff and is like kind of crazy is because he accidentally encountered like an eldritch horror out in the woods of like a
Uh,
primordial like god's final dying words.
oh,
And so,
okay, that makes
you know, kind of drove him crazy. Basically things people were never basically things that unless you were a primordial god you were never supposed to know type things.
Yeah.
So
You
he's
know
just
what they
kind
should
of
probably do is add in the sanity stat to him and just make sure that like even in worlds that don't normally have a sanity stat, he has a sanity stat and it's incredibly low. It's like incredibly damaged.
yeah.
It's like I didn't tell you about a sanity stat. No, no, he just trust me, he has one.
But yeah, and then but like his whole so like he like that's like kind of the reason he can talk to like um the reason he can talk to animals is because the primordial god like granted him like some sort of power before it died because like eh. It's the primordial god's blessing. It's just like I don't know where I'm gonna put it. Probably in his like I don't know somewhere, but it's part of his character is the primordial god's blessing. Though,
that seems like okay. Sorry to interrupt you, but maybe putting it like something like a stat. I don't know how D&D works, but if it works,
it'd
something
probably
like
be more like a
cards, like
skill.
something like of course, like a skill, like the blessing of the Elder's God or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
it'd probably
It'd
actually
probably go into
be
traits, background
yeah
traits.
traits. There we go. Yeah,
But what I would say, yeah, and I'd say tie that in with like the whole undying intelligence. What I would say is basically like write it up that because he's got all of the knowledge of the dying uh, or God in his head, it keeps pushing out like the rest of his memory. And the God thought that he would have enough memory left to remember the last instructions the God gave him to get it to like I don't know the God's brother or something like that. But he underestimated how stupid the guy was to start with. And he forgot what the instructions were. So he, for some reason, the language filter still works. However, everything else is completely locked out of the actual usable part of his brain, and he cannot figure out why.
well, language is muscle memory, which is why it doesn't count in that.
Well, some parts of language are muscle memory. Other parts, not quite so much. But yeah,
But yeah, I also like to think that's why part of the reason why he talks in such like old terms is because like part of the primordial god's like knowledge is like like
oh
I'd
yeah,
like to
it
say
was
like
just like
half
in
of
Old
his
English.
brain just
Yeah.
like got replaced with the primordial gods. So he just
Oh my
uses
god,
these really
you should
old
totally,
terms.
yeah, you should totally try and use as like uh, Shakespeare like era quotes just like as much as you can like when you're
Oh yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
Just straight up he's full on old English. Like everybody else is like, what the fuck did you say? I'm still or just clearly speaking or speaking like or the most common or English of the land. What are you speaking? What are you speaking of?
maybe something like philosophical too, because I mean, being a primordial god or something, I think that brings a lot of knowledge. I'd say so. Maybe
Well,
like
he didn't get like
reference.
the primordial gods like he got like he can't really like access it. It's a different part of his brain. They don't like interact. They're completely two
What about?
separate. So he can't act. It's just kind of there. It can do what it wants. So he just kind
Okay.
of sits there and he's
What?
like, I am bequeathing upon you nothing but what 'tis the most sought after knowledge in this land, he says as he's roasting a marshmallow.
So you could do it by using or like reflavoring. There's an ability from one of the newer undead races, and effectively that one is that it's like snippets of their memory from before they were brought back from the dead because they don't remember their previous life, but they get flashes of it. And one of the abilities makes it so like every time you do a rest, um, you can like choose. I think it's you choose two um, skill or tool proficiencies, and you can like switch those around. Like you switch those around at each rest. So you could do something kind of like that, or a way to explain that trait. So it's like, yeah, he's got snippets that come through at times, but they're only there for.
Yeah.
I want to say that you only get the proficiency for like the first couple checks before it goes away for that rest or something like that. But still, it's an interesting ability and kind of makes sense for him.
Yeah. Basically, he has like the power of a primordial god, but not really. Primordial god is more just like using him as a vessel, but his vessel is freaking stupid, so he can't really do anything.
That actually reminds me of something that one of my friends showed me that like one of the early computers, like one of the early like supercomputers, technically you could actually install like a modern OS on it. The thing is, those old computers had so little um, like actual power like to the processing and stuff that there's no way it could run that. It's like it could be on there. Technically, it should be able to run, but because of the limitations of the machine, there's absolutely no way to run the system.
Yeah, basically.
It's just like the machine's just so slow it would not be able to react in time for the program to actually run.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Connor? You're glitching out, like, badly. Do you know the Mandela catalog? You sound like what the alternates sound like on my end. Oh, and I'm alone. Cries. I'm so lonely. Mm. I. Bye, guys. That's the end of the stream for today.